So it's day 2 of my build. I got the Tepui rooftop tent up, and now we're going to move on to the Yakima SlimShady. Now, had I known it was going to be as easy as it is to put this thing up, I just would have done it yesterday. I thought it was going to be more involved. One of the things I had to do was slide my Thule, the arms up here on my Thule rack. I had to slide them this way a little bit, so now I've got to undo all the bolts for the tent. Because I kind of want it, I'm a perfectionist in that way. I want it to be dead center and slide it back about 1.5 inches to get it dead center to the truck. But the reason I had to slide this over, I only had about 1.5 inches sticking out on either side because it was symmetrical. But the way the SlimShady works, and it's extremely simple. It comes with this attachment right here, and basically this right here is where you slide it on. So anyway, this slides on right here, and then all this does is it goes on your rack. You just slide this on your rack, and then this position or this position, tighten it down. It's got a key that you can lock it with, and then and that's it. I mean, it's extremely simple. It doesn't require any, anything else to do really to build it. And just to show you what these mounts look like, you just put it on. So you just slide it on. They don't fit the Xsporter very well. And really, if I pulled down on this, and I may have to actually put this in the upright position. But the problem with putting this in the upright position was that it's going to interfere right here with my these stays that are coming out to hold up this Tepui awning. So I did have to lay it down and put it on here this way. It's 10mm bolts. That's it's kind of the industry standard, it seems like. At least on these tents and this tarp so far, they've all been 10mm bolts. What I did was I put it up there, I lined it up, and I took a marker, a Sharpie, and then I marked off. Let's see here, right there. And you can just fit these in here. You just slide this and lock it, line this up. And the instructions, it says to get a friend to help you, but I don't have that luxury. So right here, so you see how this side curves over and this side's flat? And so this is pretty big right here, and so this doesn't fit it right. And so I've got this torqued down pretty good. So here we've got a bit of an angle. Here we don't, and that's the problem. And so I'm worried that if I do put a lot of pressure on this, this will slip down and slide off. So that's my concern, because if you look right here, you can see that, it's up on here. If you look over here, it's barely on there, and it's the same for both sides. And because my bed is wider at the front than the rear, I had more space back here, and so here it doesn't set quite flush. Anyway, this is supposed to be in the center, and then you undo this. Yeah, undo that, undo that, and then it just folds out. So here's the finished product, and it doesn't come out as far as I thought it would. It comes out far enough, but I lowered down the Thule rack just a hair, and I wasn't able to use these. They just wouldn't fit right, and I was worried they were going to come off. So what I did was, right back here is got the bolts actually that came with the tent. I wasn't able to use, I had to use my own bolts here on the tent. And so the bolts that came with the tent fit in the track. and I just used those, and then I got a couple of brackets and just bolted it straight to the Thule rack like that, and it worked really well. And now I have peace of mind that it's not going to come loose and fall off when I'm going down the highway at 70 miles an hour. So these right here, they just slide it, or they twist out or pull out, and then you just run them through right here, and then you just twist this right to lock it off, and then you take this Velcro right here, you undo it, and then you just put it in like that, and then you would stake it out. I don't have it staked out because there's no wind right now, but you would just stake it out, and then it has the tensioners, so you would just take it and stake it out, and then tighten the tensioners up or down. So it came out really good. And I will say that it's been raining today, and when I pulled it out, some water had gotten up into the awning through the zippers. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So I mean, that's one thing to keep in mind. I don't know if these are treated with a anti-mildew coating of any type, but yeah. And the reason I dropped it down was because I went through Starbucks and I hit their little "you're too tall" sign. So now, even so, now I'm on a hill right now, so I'm going down, but even with me dropping it down, when I pull the tent out, I can still stand up and have plenty of room. And the light back there, my LED light that lights up my bed, it still shines in there. I am covering my my third brake light there on the back, but I mean, that's not that big of a deal. If I wanted to, I could go up one more notch. And I did this actually in the Starbucks parking lot. I pulled it down, and I just loosened all of them, and it didn't fall because it was kind of off camber. And so I set one side, and then I just kind of knocked down the other side and set it, and so it worked just fine. So on the fly, you don't really need any jack or anything like that. You can just take it up or down yourself. Although it is a little finicky, and it would be a lot easier with 2 or even 3 people. But I'm happy with the way it turned out, and now I just need to get out next weekend and test it all out. And I'm gonna build my kitchen around this awning, you know, with the table that'll be down here, and then this is like the perfect height to reach right in the bed here. So I'm gonna put something here that's just gonna open up, and I can get to it. Something that's gonna be removable, you know, a big box or something like that. So I can just pull up, pop the tent out, pop the awning out, put a table down, open up a chest right there, have access to everything I need, be able to cook right there, and be good to go. So finally got it figured out. I went back and forth on how I wanted to mount this. Again, the mounts semi-worked, but I just did not have confidence in them. The mounts are all plastic, and I was just afraid that they're going to give. And this also, one thing that the mounts do is the mounts, the way they're designed, they push it out and away, and they angle it down a little bit. But I didn't need that, and so this kind of sucked it into the truck more, and so now it hugs the profile of the truck, and it's not sticking out over here. And so if there were something, another thing I was scared of is something could catch it, and so now it's closer into the truck, and it just looks cleaner and neater being sucked in closer to the truck. So the next step I'm unsure on. It's either going to be the coil spring front end, because I'm not happy with the spacers. The spacers are doing okay, but they're causing some issues, some wear issues on my front tires already, and I only have 200 miles, 300 miles on these tires. But I do like the tires. So far these tires are leaps and bounds better than those Coopers, in my experience anyway. So stay tuned for part 4.